As soon as we heard about the massive budget for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, it was pretty apparent that Disney was going to lose money on this movie. When you set yourself up to need $900 million just to break even, most movies aren't even going to have a chance of doing that, especially not something that's in the hands of Lucasfilm. But I'm not sure if anybody thought it was going to be this bad. I'm not sure if anyone thought that this movie was going to end up losing $250 million for Disney. But right now, that's what it looks like. Indiana Jones 5 is a complete and total disaster for Disney and Lucasfilm, and the news just continues to get worse. Ironically, finally, what is this, a year, 2 years after we've been talking about this, finally some people are picking up on the fact that maybe these budgets are just too big. Indiana Jones 5 suffers from Hollywood's current box office problem. Yeah, you're spending $300 million on a production budget, then another $150 million on marketing. You have almost no chance to break even on something like that. That is a big problem. Same thing comes for all these Marvel movies, massive budgets, $250 million budgets, $150 million marketing budgets. So even when you do have something that makes over $800 million worldwide, like Guardians of the Galaxy, you're barely making money on it. You're barely breaking even, if at all. And even the mainstream media has been forced to recognize that this is the new normal for Disney. Disney's harsh new reality, costly film flops, creative struggles, and a shrinking global box office. But when it comes specifically to Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, we now have the projections for this weekend. And again, it's not looking good for them. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny projected at under $30 million in its second weekend. Now, right now, the projected drop is about 53%. Now, if this was a normal thing, if it had opened with over $100 million and you're looking at that type of hold, you'd be thinking that's not too bad. Because again, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, you just got to go back to 2008, the last Indiana Jones movie, that actually had a 55% hold. Not too bad, but that movie made $100 million opening weekend, which means that 55% hold equates to $44 million. But not in this case. For Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, it's projected not even to break $30 million. And I wouldn't be surprised if these numbers go down, because we already know that Sound of Freedom is eating into that. We have seen Sound of Freedom overperform even from when these projections came out not that long ago. In fact, on 4th of July, Sound of Freedom led the box office over Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, despite being in 2,000 fewer theaters. And still, even yesterday, Indiana Jones barely beat it, but they won the per theater average. They are embarrassing Disney right now. And it's especially ironic because this is a movie that Disney had the rights to, Sound of Freedom, about child trafficking, right? About preventing child trafficking. This is a movie that 20th Century Fox was going to distribute. Then Disney bought 20th Century Fox. Disney shelved it. They didn't want to put it out. So now this movie that had a budget of $14 million is easily going to break even. It's already, as we speak, after 2 days of release, was already at somewhere around $18 million at the domestic box office. It has a chance to break even in its first week of release, something that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny will never do. It's going to lose $250 million. And like I said, these projections for this weekend, the hold might end up looking okay because it started so low, because it started at only $60 million. When you start that low, you don't have too far to fall. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up a little less than $28 million. I guess we'll wait and see. But it doesn't matter. This thing needed an epic hold. This thing needed a 0% drop. This thing needed to do things like we saw with Avatar 2 or with Top Gun Maverick. Those are the types of legs and hold that Indiana Jones would have needed after that pathetic opening to have any chance of breaking even. But we knew that wasn't going to be the case. More bad news for Indiana Jones and Disney and Lucasfilm on the horizon with this second weekend. And then, of course, after that, Mission Impossible 7, Oppenheimer, Barbie. This was its one chance, and now it's completely dead. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.